What did everyone say? Oh, they both say the same thing. Happy birthday, Dad. Down here, you know. Oh, yeah. Early on, so that Yeah, I just yeah. Okay, otherwise you wouldn't be here. Yeah. They all.
Well, it's in my friend. Well, there's a
Yeah. We asked about playing tennis later. You may have actually. It's like, Evelyn, yeah, she works with Daddy now. Good job. Remember your campaign, strong one? They just live there.
I absolutely blame the Sugg judges that just. So, Tony's been an announcement. They'll take it. Okay, thank you. Yeah, of course.
Have a new partner here. Yeah.
Please be seated. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the swearing in for Commissioner Nate Sugg for the Snohomish County District Court. I would like to start by acknowledging his family. So if his family could please stand up and give a wave to the crowd here. His wife, Erica, his daughter, Evelyn. Good job. And then I think Clay and Cal and Sue are on the way. Okay. All right. Would like to next acknowledge the elected officials present. I think Sheriff Johnson was here. Were you not? Oh, she's no longer here. And any other elected officials that are not in robes right now? Jason Cummings is here, our elected prosecutor. All right, welcome. And then I'll next acknowledge the judges up here with me. Hi, I'm Judge Anthony Howard from the Snohomish County District Court. And then we have a number of judges here from the Snohomish County Superior Court and the Court of Appeals and the District Court and some other visiting judges. I'd like to welcome Judge Linda Coburn from the Court of Appeals. From the Superior Court, Judge Bruce Weiss, Judge Paul Thompson, Presiding Judge Jennifer Langman, Judge Cindy Larson, Judge John Scott, Judge Miguel Durant, and Judge Whitney Rivera. And then, who did I forget? George Apple's here too. And then from the Snohomish County District Court, we have Judge Jeffrey Goodwin, Judge Jennifer Millette, Judge Jennifer Rancourt. Anyone else from the District Court? All right. Did I forget someone? Oh, Judge Anna Alexander from the Superior Court is here as well. I apologize. And then visiting judges, Judge Valerie Beaufeu from Linwood Municipal Court, Judge Neil Weiss from Edmonds, Commissioner Robert Grant from Linwood, Judge Bob Langman from, where are you again? Bob, that's right. And Magistrate Seth Neeson from Seattle Municipal Court. Did I forget anybody? All right. So one of the unique things about this event in this courthouse is that we all know the outcome before it starts. So I just want to welcome you all to the investiture for Commissioner Nate Sugg for the Snohomish County District Court. This particular position means a lot to me personally because I was the commissioner for a long time. And before me, Judge Paul Moon was the commissioner for a couple of decades. And then after Paul Moon retired and then I got that appointment, it really did change my life and in so many great ways. My colleagues here on the district court have been so inviting to me, and then we have been, I think, very inviting to all of our new colleagues as well. This is really an amazing team of people that we get to work with. The commissioner position really is one of the main engines that keeps our very complex operation going. It is a high volume position. It's very demanding. We have a proud tradition. After I was the commissioner, we had Commissioner Rick Leo, and he's now a judge out in Evergreen. After him, Jennifer Millette was our commissioner until recently when she was appointed to the district court here in Everett. And we really are a team that works well together. We work collaboratively. We have 9 elected judges and an appointed court commissioner. We work on upwards of 90,000 cases per year. And we really work as a team, dare I say, more collaboratively than other benches throughout Washington State. We like each other. And we disagree very respectfully, and we socialize together and try to problem solve. And we have a very service oriented mindset when we go into our meetings and try to come up with solutions to real problems. And we wanted to bring someone on to fill that role who would fit well with our team and who has demonstrated through their career a public service oriented mindset and a problem solving mindset so he can work well with us as we have tremendous challenges ahead. We are changing in our level of court from a 1980s based DOS case management system to a more modern system over the next year, which is exciting but terrifying at the same time. We have a talented set of staff, but this kind of change is going to be really difficult for us. And so we also wanted Nate to come on and help us through that transition. He tends to be one who volunteers for projects that no one sees behind the scenes. And we have a lot of projects for him. So, and we also just wanted someone who could work well with us in the kind of culture that we've tried to develop amongst the judges that we just don't want to lose. So Nate does bring some local experience, and that is to our advantage that he's developed relationships with leaders throughout the county. He's worked on projects, as I mentioned, with a lot of people, and I think made connections that are going to serve us well as we try to work collaboratively with the other branches of government to solve problems. He's been in the prosecutor's office for 13 years, I think more than 13 years. And he also has more recently done commissioner style work as he's worked with Judge Weiss's team in Edmonds in their municipal court, presiding over cases there. Nate, as you all know, he's a talented, smart, well-prepared lawyer. And what always struck me when Nate appeared before me is that he just simply argues the right things. He understands that effective advocacy, it isn't about volume, it's about judgment. And when the facts were not in his favor, he said so. And then he would turn the arguments to the merits of the particular case that he was working on. And you can, when a lawyer like Nate comes into the room and effectively argues his case without going into too much detail about the facts that are not necessarily in his favor and can sort of win the battle, or maybe lose the battle, but win the war, you can feel the credibility in the room. And Nate exudes credibility. And I think we'll all be served by having someone like that serve as the district court commissioner. I particularly am fond of the fact that Nate has volunteered. I don't know if it's volunteer or assigned, but he's been handling search warrant calls for the prosecutor's office for some time. And you're about to get a real taste of what that's like as a foundation. You should know that most of those search warrant applications are not reviewed by your office before they come to us. So the kind of volume you may see is about to change. I think I did between 10 and 12 warrants over the weekend. So welcome. Lucky for Nate, this might be the most arrogant thing he's ever said to me, but I asked him about the search warrant thing, and he tells me that he's excellent at getting back to sleep. So congratulations. I am not that person. When I'm grumpy, you almost are guaranteed that I got a 3 a.m. call and then just had to get up and live with it. So so the commissioner job is a tough one. We know that. If you don't know, the commissioner really handles the jail calendar for misdemeanor offenses every morning. He also will be handling those kinds of decisions on Sundays. And then people sometimes forget that the job also includes handling infractions and small claims and protection orders and those sorts of things in the afternoons. And so he's about to be inundated with some new things for him. And I think he'll just thrive as he's learning to preside over those types of cases. I will say that through the application process, it was really nice to see, first, that we had incredibly high quality people applying for this job. And it was a very difficult decision. But what set Nate apart probably was that he had such a wide range of support. It was great to see, obviously, that he had support from his colleagues in the prosecutor's office. It would be weird if he didn't. But what really struck me, and I think some of my colleagues also, was just the support that he had from the public defender's office. And when you get a letter of support for a prosecutor to take the bench from a public defender like Jason Schwartz, you pay attention. And we can talk about Nate's intellect and his resume and all of the things that qualify him well for this job, but that's kind of boring. What struck me is I'll paraphrase what Jason Schwartz said. And if you don't know Jason, he's well-respected. He manages the OPD office and is responsible for many of the public defenders' contracts and that sort of thing. But Jason said, Nate is the kind of person that if you go for a walk with him, you better have some extra time, because on one block, he's going to be talking to lawyers and judges and elected officials. And then on the next block, he's going to have a lengthy conversation with a homeless neighbor. And that might be the most impressive thing that I took out of all of the vast materials that he provided from people who were supporting him. It's the kind of empathy and what we want from someone who comes out on the bench on that jail calendar, where people rightly expect that they will have a judge who is prepared, who is empathetic, that can recognize the challenges that they may have outside of the jail and provide a fair resolution of their case. And when they're asking to be let out of jail, even if the answer might be no, they're told the reasoning, the logic. And Nate has a kind of a special way of talking in terms of resonating with people no matter their intellectual level. He's able to explain complex matters in a simple way, in a compelling way. So I think that he'll serve the public very well, in particular from the jail calendar that is so difficult. So Nate, I'm grateful that you said yes. And welcome to the team. And at this time, I'd like to turn it over to Judge Whitney Rivera for some kind words about our commissioner. I assume this is on. I don't know.
Good afternoon, everyone. For those of you I don't know, I'm Judge Whitney Rivera, or as Evelyn and Clay know me, Perrin's mom. Hey, guys. I have known Nate, I guess first as a law clerk, and then as opposing counsel that I worked with on both trial cases and appeal cases. His family became my neighbor, moved into my neighborhood, and when I became the Edmonds Municipal Court judge, he became my pro tem, and I came to rely on Nate really heavily. Being in a single judge court is hard. You're by yourself. And when you leave, you're really anxious about what's going to happen with the cases while you're gone. And I always knew that I could trust Nate to treat every single person that came in that court with the dignity that they deserved, that he was going to be prepared and know the facts of every case, and that he was always going to do everything he could to do the right thing. And you mentioned that too, Judge Howard, and that's funny because when I was thinking about this, I thought about when I became a Superior Court judge, this is the first time I had Nate appearing in front of me as a lawyer. And I thought about actually not hearing his cases because it's my neighbor, he's my pro tem. And I was like, no, I can be fair on Nate's cases. I'll just disclose to opposing counsel. I'll say, he's my neighbor, he's my pro tem. Our kids go to school together, but I can be fair. And I was telling this attorney for another county that, and I heard Nate lean over to her and go, "Don't worry, I've never won anything in front of her." Which was true at that moment. But I was struck by the same things you mentioned, Judge Howard, about how. No, you didn't have the joke about hearing him say he never wins in front of. Do you remember that? Okay, yeah. But he, in arguing his cases, isn't trying to win every last point. He's trying to make sure that the right outcome gets reached, and that's what we want our judges every day. And so I'm so happy that in addition to knowing him as all those things, that we all get to know him as a commissioner moving forward, because I know he's going to do good work. Every interaction I've had with Nate has demonstrated his dedication to fairness and justice. And now we're all going to get to see him put that into action, the commissioner. So I'm so happy for you. And I'm so happy that you are moving on to this next chapter in your professional career.
Thank you. Okay, you look like you might be Clay, Sue, and Cal, right? All right. I made them stand up and wave to everybody, so I'm gonna have you stand up and wave to everybody. Sorry, we had to get started with it. You didn't miss much. I was talking. Okay, I'm gonna swear Nate in that it would be awkward to do from up here, so. Raise your right hand, please. Repeat after me. I, Nathan Sugg, do solemnly swear
I, Nathan Sugg, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States
that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington,
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington,
and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully and
impartially.
impart.
Don't forget. Discharge the duties
The duty
of the office of District Court Commissioner
of the office of District Court Commissioner
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
We're gonna have Erica robe him. All right, and now we'll hear from our new commissioner.
Well, thank you, Judge Howard. Thank you, Judge Rivera. I want to begin just by saying how grateful I am to both of you and everyone here today supporting me. I actually remember the day years ago, just out on the sidewalk, just outside of this courthouse, first speaking to Judge Rivera about the potential opportunity to be a pro tem in her court. And I remember that conversation and remember the excitement that came from the opportunity. I also remember the feeling from Judge Rivera's trust in me, and she mentioned the trust, but I just remember that starkly from that conversation. Today, I really carry the feeling of that trust that I felt in that moment and the trust that I know many of you in this room have put in me as I take on this next step. Over the course of my career, I've come to believe something fairly simple about this work, that it's not just any single person. None of it happens alone. That prosecutors depend on their legal assistants, the police, witnesses, advocates, defense attorneys similarly depend on their staff, investigators, social workers, mental health professionals, their colleagues, and the judges depend on the advocates who appear in front of them to sharpen the issues that come before the court. But for the best approximation of justice that our system can deliver, justice in a larger sense, each of these roles also depend on each other. And looking around the room tonight, I see so many lawyers from different roles, and it reminds me of the sort of collectiveness that comes into building this approximation of justice that this system is designed to provide. It functions not just because any person gets it right every single time, but because this group of professionals who try to execute their duties carefully and professionally, and the outcome of that is what I see as justice. In my time as a trial attorney, as an appellate attorney, and from my time with AOC, WCPA, and Snohomish County Legal Services, at my years as a pro tem, I've learned lessons from seeing the different roles that I've come into contact with. And as an advocate, I watched prosecutors work long hours. I watched them go the extra mile to really ensure victims and witnesses understood the process and what was going to happen. From opposing counsel, I learned that professional disagreements make the system better. The adversarial process works because those challenges, those thoughtful challenges, they force us all to examine our assumptions and force us to do better the next time we're in court. From clerks and court staff, I learned that courts function because people understand the system, that the court staff are often the reason why judicial decisions are in the right form and end up in the right place to make that happen. And from court reporters, I learned to slow down. And watching judges, I learned how much time it can take to prepare, even for routine hearings, from time as a law clerk to time as a pro tem. But that preparation, I also saw the respect that preparation showed to the people that appeared in front of those judges. That spending that time showed people that their matter deserved attention and care. I watched as judges presided where litigants were anxious or scared, and they took the extra minutes to actually explain what was going on and what was at issue, to offer that compassion, to make them feel comforted in that space. Those are the lessons that I've taken from my observations in my time in this county, and that I will take with me and that will guide me as I take on this new role. Today is a transition for me from moving from an advocate to moving into serving this community in a different capacity. I see the role of any judge as one of stewardship, that you are a part of the system. You are temporary in your position, but the system carries on. Each judge, each judicial officer builds on the reputation and the work and the efforts of those judges that came before them. And I'm looking forward to helping to carry that torch in my small way. I hope to carry that trust that those judges that came before me have earned and carry that forward. If I'm to do any of this well, it's largely because of my family. Public service has deep sigh, sorry. Public service places real demands on your time and your energy, and I wouldn't be able to do any of it without Erica. So thank you. I hope to bring all of these lessons with me into this new role, and I'm going to work hard to prepare fully, listen intently, and treat every person who appears before me with dignity and respect. This is a human institution that we all work in. It's built and operated by imperfect people trying to do difficult work well. The responsibility of a judge is to approach that work with humility and constant awareness of our role in a broader system, and constant awareness of the trust that's been placed in us. I'm deeply grateful for that trust. I look forward to serving this community alongside all of you, and thank you very much. Thank you. And please make sure you come to the reception afterwards.
Commissioner, I'll have you take a seat with your colleagues, please. All right, everyone, he mentioned the reception. It's the Gatsby Room at the Apex Everett. So please join us there, and we are adjourned.
Congratulations. Are you so proud of your guy? Great.